After a 2-week hiatus, which felt like centuries, we finally returned to Blue Lock with part 2 of chapter 314. Now, previously we left off with Isagi reaching towards the ball before a voice interrupted us. That voice turned out to be Onazi. Who would have thought? Saying that Isagi's direct shot is bad news. But Onazi, thinking that shit is sweet over here, begins to say his All Might catchphrase. However, Isagi shuts that shit down, and he represents my annoyance with this guy repeating the same phrase over and over again by calling him a one-trick pony as he redirects the ball, changing the flow of the game. And just take a look at this boy Onazi, okay? Because he looks confused as hell. He has no idea what he's gotten into. But don't get distracted now, as our boy Isagi starts dissecting the game as the puzzle pieces start flying. My goat begins to speak, so y'all better listen up as he explains that Onazi's best weapon is his ability to move anywhere to help with offense and defense thanks to his unlimited mobility. But he doesn't stop there, no sir. He then states that Onazi's trapping, shooting, jumping, everything that makes this man a chaotic animal is a force to be working with, as it allows him to move freely across the field. This is the core center of the Nigerian team and their playstyle. Thus, if Blue Lock doesn't allow Onazi to get the ball, it's game over. And look again at Onazi's face, okay? He is shook, he don't know what to do. Man is acting like this has never happened before. And this is why you don't rely on one striker, because look how easy that Isagi was able to figure out their moveset. Now Onazi knows what Kaiser, Ness, Boru, and all the other players feel when they become a pawn in Isagi's story. Now, as Isagi speaks, we see the ball land at the feet of Bachira with that evil grin on his face. And you already know that things are about to get interesting. As Bachira begins to move, making this one player fall on his ass, Kuso starts thinking, stating that it wasn't all of Blue Lock that adapted to us. Every switch between offense and defense to keep the ball away from Onazi begins with Isagi Yoichi. He is beginning to respect my boy's name. Kuso then states that Isagi's ability to read the field and formulate plans is a threat, and the two players able to provide the missing pieces are Rayo and Karasu. Make no mistake, these are the users with metavision. So we have a chemical reaction between 3 metavision users. But just then, Rin and Isagi, the two number ones of Blue Lock, start dashing towards the goal, looking as if they are going to receive a pass from Bachira. As Kuso begins to try and figure them out, as he's trying to understand what the next move will be, Bachira then says psych and then zigzags across the field, and he flicks, from what I understand, he flicks the ball over his head, right? And now Kuso is very much confused, realizing that at the last minute he forced his way through with an ad-lib. And as he makes Obo Abona looks like a fool, he shoots the ball in between his legs and scores the first goal of the Under-20 World Cup. And as he does so, Kuso acknowledges that through Isagi Yoichi being the core of Blue Lock is therefore reborn. And as Isagi celebrates this goal with Bachira then says that he's gonna scatter his ego all over the field. And I just have to just say that he is taking inspiration from Shido, because what do you mean you're gonna scatter your ego across the field? What do you mean by that? Excuse me? But anyways, that is the chapter for it. I mean, this is just the rest of chapter 314. And I think the key takeaways from this is that, first of all, Bachira has the first goal thanks to an assist from Isagi. And, Isagi changing or allowing the turning point of the game is literally a callback to what he had to do in, I think, chapter 304, because Ego said that he should do this. So Isagi is really making, the whole he's the nucleus of the team, and that's represented through the title core. It represents the duality of both teams because both Isagi and Onazi are the core for their teams. So it all revolves around them. And I just like the duality of the title. And of course, Bachira got his moment to shine. And this panel right here, where he is in between both Isagi and Rin, showcases that he doesn't need them anymore. He doesn't need to depend on them anymore, as we saw in season 1 of Blue Lock. But anyways, that is the review.